Dan Lepien joins us on WRCO for our morning get-together. Dan, you've been very busy in the studio putting out some new music. Could you tell us about it?
Yeah, I have. Thanks for having me, Phil. I've got a couple EPs out the past few years, but we finally got to that point where it was time to put out a full-length album. And got a good batch of songs that I've written mostly on my own. And I've got it coming out May 16th, and I've got 3 singles out already, and then I got a couple more leading up to it. So just to keep folks busy, we won't. That way they don't got to wait till May 16th, and we'll get some traction going for the album. And when the whole thing comes out, you'll have 5 additional new songs, and we're going to kind of hit the road as good as we can, whatever we can get booked between now and then. So.
Well, that's exciting stuff. Are they songs that you've just recently written or ones you've had in the notebook for a while?
Most of it's all stuff that I've written in the last year, I would say. And, it's kind of funny because your debut album, sometimes you'll have some old stuff, but I think I finally hit that point where I got past those first 100 songs or first couple hundred songs that you write, and they say the first 100 ones don't really count because they're crappy, So I think I kind of just got past that point. So I was like, all right, let's get this stuff on there then.
I know you've played a lot around the area. You were in Richland Center on a warmer day last year, and we look forward to maybe having you back through these parts again. But do you play across Wisconsin quite a lot during the year?
We get all over Wisconsin as much as we can. We try to put on as many miles as we can. You don't want to play the same market constantly over and over again, but obviously you can only spread out so much when you're just starting out and getting your name out there. But yeah, we've been putting a lot of miles. I mean, I put as many miles on my truck as I can. I blew a transmission last week, so that sucks. But I know one thing, I've been putting a lot of miles on the thing. So
must be all that heavy equipment you're hauling too.
Oh yeah, that's the thing too. So yeah, we got Wisconsin. We've been starting to do more out-of-state stuff, and we're kind of in the process of getting a band together that we can actually travel with a little more. A couple of our other members that we had, they were a little more tied down with work and stuff, day jobs, and that's part of life. But we've been working to kind of rebuild the band so we can do it a little bit more on a full-time basis and actually tour a little more. So.
Where did you put the songs down? Which studio did you use?
So Greg Huberty, he's in Sartell, Minnesota, and I came across him through Midwest CMO, which is Midwest Country Music Organization, which is just a group for artists like myself to kind of meet other artists, and it's really a networking thing, I guess. And Greg had really good reviews from that, and I hopped on a phone call with him one day, and yeah, he just seemed like a great guy, and we hit it off with the style of music that I'm going for as well. And he's just been a blessing, man. He's so easy to work with, and he's really got a knack for producing and for engineering, and so yeah, he's kind of. I think he's going to start calling his studio Loud Cow Studios. But as far as I've known him, I've just known him as Greg Huberty. So, like, I go to Greg's place, but yeah, he's done a great job.
Your style, your music fits right in. I think there's a real craving for 90s country, and I'm guessing that's what you were influenced by, isn't it?
Oh, totally, man, yeah. Anything, 90s, pre-90s, and then some of the newer stuff that sounds a little more traditional. That stuff to me has always felt like real deal country music, and I think there's always a calling for that because it's a timeless thing, and people love it. And there's always going to be the kind of the flash in the pan and the new pop artists as well. But because there's also going to be a calling for the traditionalists. So it's kind of a cycle.
When you're working on songs, do songs run through your head when you're working on your day job or whatever your daytime things are going?
Oh yeah, man. I keep the notepad in my phone filled up, kind of, and I keep writing random stuff, especially when I'm driving. That's when a lot of stuff comes to me, or when I'm mowing lawn or doing yard work or something like that. That's So I'll keep the notepad flowing, and then I'll actually sit down, and that's when I pound out the rest of the verse or the chorus or whatever. And but it's good to keep an open mind. If you're trying to write, it's good to just keep that in the back of your head of, could this be an idea? And then write down ideas when they come to you, because it has to start with a good, unique idea, each song. So
I know that you have followers throughout Wisconsin. By the way, Dan Lepien is our guest here on WRCO. And is there one area where maybe the strongest fan base is right now these days?
Well, I would say we play the most in southeastern Wisconsin still. We've played so much, in Oconomowoc. When I first started this, I was living in Oconomowoc. So that does well, but then it's some of the random bars in the smallest of towns. Like I did really well in Farmington, which is a little town that's kind of in the Watertown area, and it's a little more rural. And I think that's been some of our best stuff, has been in some of the really tiny rural towns. And so we look forward to that. We got one coming up at Barrel Inn in Marshall on February 1st that I've been hearing a lot of buzz about. So I'm like, sometimes it's those little dive bars in the rural towns that really go wild. I had a really good one at Tilly's Tavern in Highlands too, a few weeks back. So you never know. Don't underestimate the tiny little the dive bar scene and whatnot.
Oh, no doubt about it. And you're getting out there to the salt of the earth people, aren't you?
Absolutely, man. And they like that kind of music, so it's a good time.
So looking ahead at 2025, and do you set goals for yourself here as we begin the new year?
Yeah, I would say play as many of the festivals and stuff that we can in summer. Get back into some of the ones that we've done in the past. If it's still possible, like Summerfest, and we got a state fair show coming up, so that's always a good time. We got looks like we're going to be at Sauk County Fair again, Monroe County Fair. So we got a bunch of neat, like, festival type of gigs. We got into Stanley Rodeo, so a lot of hitting some new stuff, and just getting that album out to as many people as possible. I don't really have a quantifiable number or anything, but just keep doing what we're doing and hope that the most folks listen to it, that we can get on the Spotify and all that stuff.
So later this year, will you have a physical copy of the album that people can buy at the shows as well?
Yeah, you bet. Yep. Yeah, we're old school, man. We'll keep the compact discs flowing, and
I love it.
yeah, we'll have those available at the shows. And other than that, my job is just to get as many folks on the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. And I know it's probably not, I always feel a little weird encouraging people to get on social media because, I think that it's not the best thing to sit on there all day. But if you're supporting a local artist, at least that's something, I guess. So if we can get people on there and Spotify and whatever you use to stream music, that's always great. So.
Well, I know you're kind of just getting started with your career, and that kind of leads us toward the song we're going to play. What can you tell us about this new release?
Yeah, man, I'm excited for this. This is the third single of the upcoming debut full-length album, and it's just a really driving song. It's got a cool groove to it, and it's got a great 90s country sound. And the theme behind it is just about I was thinking about my wife and I and how we're just getting started because we've been married a year and a half. But if you do it right, love should just grow in time, and it should strengthen in time. So that's what that tune's about.
Awesome. Well, always good to have you, Dan. Hopefully we'll see you back through these parts when some warm weather hits and everything. But keep up the good work, okay?
Absolutely, Phil. Thanks so much for having me, man.
Dan Lepien joining us on our morning get-together today from WRCO.
We took our time and didn't expect a thing. Both on a losing streak when it came to the love game. But I hit it out of the park with you. I blinked once and years went by, but I won't let it make me blue. We're just getting started, you and I. We'll dance through honky-tonks in Texas, watch Smoky Mountain sunrise. Anything truly great takes time, and we're just getting started, you and I. You had a love that burned out fast, like a fire that was bright but just wasn't built to last. You needed a man for the long haul, not another boy who tries to walk before he crawls. We're just getting started, you and I. We'll hike the Grand Canyon, fall asleep under the desert sky. Anything truly great takes time, and we're just getting started, you and I. Just getting started, you and I. We'll dance through honky-tonks in Texas, watch Smoky Mountain sunrise. Anything truly great takes time, and we're just getting started, you and I.
Good stuff. That's Dan Lepien and his brand new release. He played in Richland Center last year at Taste of the Hills, put on by the Richland Center Chamber. And really, the people that were there told me it was just an outstanding show. They had wished at the time that more people would have witnessed it. A real good brand of 90s country and his own stuff as well. If you want to check him out, it's Dan Lepien, and Lepien is spelled Lepien. Draws a lot of comparisons to, as I heard that song, I was thinking George Strait. I was also thinking Daryl Singletary, who had a distinct 90s sound as well. Coming up, we'll have more details on the morning show. Good to have you along here on this frigid day. We have made a little progress, moving up to 14 below zero.